everyone. Welcome back. I was doing an impromptu stream tonight. I figured making such good progress on the Tygra figure, I was like, well, I'm just go ahead and work on it, and figured to just come out, hang out with my buddy Hulk Smash Customs, and you know who my tag.
Before you get carried away, who their special tag team partner is, brother.
But yeah, I figured just come online, just chat. Me and Hulk Smash, we talk about custom stuff all the time, and we just figured we'd come on and hang out live with everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm getting real good results out of the blues and stuff. The paint's drying good, and the sigil's a little orange, is a little tough to work with. You got to thin it down a lot, or it gets too blobby. I was got a lot of sigils, and they need to be watered down. That's why I miss testers so much. You're going to go right out of the bottle. You
know what? You should get customizers all over the world to sign a petition. We want testers back.
I would love to do that, and maybe we can. It makes no sense to kill the testers line.
Well, you buy it and you kill it. I don't get that. I don't understand.
Yeah, if it was going, they must have been some kind of process or something other they wanted.
Yeah.
Why else buy it then kill it?
Well, that's what I don't understand. They obviously know testers was making money, like good money.
Well, they were like the staple for hobbyists.
Exactly, and like I mean, if you're gonna buy a company because of that, like you think it's only to profit off of it, but not kill it. It's almost like like why buy a great sport, an athlete for any sport, whatever? Why buy him for your team and then sit him on the bench, right? You know what I mean?
Exactly. This is what I love about testers too. When you brush it on, it looks like you got smooth finish.
Yeah.
It's so easy to work with. Other ones, every other paint I've tried, I've had to thin it down before I can brush it on.
Mm-hmm.
Straight out of the bottle of testers.
Yeah. Plus, you running out of that the wash yet? That you bought? You bought them all?
Oh, I got plenty of that stuff to last for a while. It was like $2 a bottle. I'll take them all.
Why not, right?
When they're normally like $7 a bottle, heck yeah.
Well, if that was the case, if you see anything, any color really from testers at that price on the shelf, you might as well grab them all, right?
Exactly. I think it's looking really good with the Tygra head.
Oh, look at the way you blended in that. You remember that white was just a solid straight line.
Well, you can see right there.
The bowl haircut.
Straight line across. It's like they just put a mask, like a spray mask, and they even paint the ears white. You can see the ears are sculpted.
Unbelievable.
I went back and repainted them orange on the other head. I'm gonna wait to do this head after I finish everything else. That way I can show like a nice side by side when I do the full.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's such shoddy work from a place that claims to be doing high-end collectibles.
I don't own one of their figures, and I don't think at this rate, I don't think I ever will.
I don't blame anybody passing up on them.
Yeah, I got no use for that. Like, I mean, especially after looking at that Chitara, we're going to talk about her again. Like I mean, the product picture was so amazing. Like, I could see all the collectors were on cloud nine when they saw that, and look at what they're pitching now.
Yeah, it's like everybody's wondering if somebody's going to start offering alternate heads for like a customizers.
What about the body though? The body looks nothing like the product picture.
No, it's not toned enough. The body is too frumpy.
Well, she's actually got curvature in the picture. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it looks so much better. Like the prototype picture is just hands down better.
Oh, yeah, the prototype was, like I said, It looked like a female body. This thing here looks like a teenage boy. Straight. Like, I mean, the lines are just straight. Like, there's no curves whatsoever. Like,
Yeah, I don't get it.
you'll see when you get it in hand. We got to see.
So what I'm doing here is I was talking about using the Tamiya. I'm using the Winsor Newton to thin it down for it to go on properly. Painting the gold on the one sleeve. If you don't thin down the Tamiya, it don't go on smooth.
Oh no, that's chalky, right?
Yeah. It's a lot thicker, and the brush strokes don't go away if you don't thin it down. I thought I was just going to do like just a few changes on this, and I got looking at it, it's like, this thing needs a full repaint.
Yeah.
None of the colors were right.
Oh, it's looking amazing so far compared to what it was yesterday.
Not hard to get better than what it was. Well, even the engineering's not done well on these things.
Yeah, but come on, that super glue stunt they pulled off, or that hot glue thing they pulled off on there.
Yeah,
like that's ridiculous, man. They went that extra effort just to, you know what I mean, just to get the hot glue going.
I know it's nuts. Down the make sure everything what I'm doing is on camera.
Actually, might as well fill in anybody who's watching today that didn't see yesterday. Let them know exactly what they did with the hot glue on that figure.
Oh yeah, I'll show that here in a second.
Yeah.
It's insane. They thought, oh, nobody's gonna be cracking this torso open. We'll just glue it back.
I don't think they counted on a customizer getting this figure.
Yeah, well, they should be a possibility when you make such a poor quality figure. Somebody's gonna take it apart and redo it.
Yeah, you think, right?
Yeah. I almost didn't crack it. And it's like, well, it bothered me the fact they didn't clearance the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, screw it. I'm breaking the sticker open. There's one disadvantage about using the Winsor Newton when you clean them in your brushes. It wicks up the wood, and it softens up the paint on your paintbrush. So I got white paint on my fingertips right now because it's wicked up the brush. So I need to wipe my fingers off before I touch anything after I get done painting this gold.
Yeah.
Everything is content. Everything is content. You see that like on the Instagram, people like they're artist people like doing that and like showing how they're doing stuff. They're playing that little song like everything is content. Everything. Well, technically, it is. That's why
I was gonna say, why don't you go full screen? Give them a better look. I'm gonna shut my camera down.
Okay. So all the way up.
There we go. They don't need to see me.
Yeah, they didn't paint the inside of the gold on this ring at all.
Why would they?
Now, they didn't make much effort at all, so I'm not expecting to actually paint where it needs to be painted.
Yeah. like, I mean, I was a huge ThunderCats fan growing up in the '80s too, right? Like, I mean, these figures, I can see how any collector like would go crazy when they saw these, like, and then all of a sudden, like, I mean, you're charging premium money, like, come on, like, these, give the collectors something decent, man, like.
Exactly. It's insane the piss poor quality of these things were.
Like, what's the price difference between when Mattel was doing the first couple compared to these newer ones?
I'm thinking Mattel was only doing like 35.
Yeah, so they weren't very expensive at all. Like when you think
maybe no, I don't know if they're even that expensive. They weren't very expensive at all when they were doing it, because that was several years ago, of course. But we're definitely, just because they're giving us more accessories doesn't make them a better figure.
No. If that was the case, I would rather have less accessories if it meant getting a better figure.
Exactly. What my fingers doing?
Give them their staple weapon, you know what I mean, and produce a good figure.
Yep. We're asking too much.
Yeah, I know.
The quality on the inside here, you can see this tab was broken in the factory and they glued it back in. Crazy.
Yeah, explain yourself, Super 7.
On this friction tab for the ab crunch, they designed it in such a manner where it was just delicate, fragile. It snapped. So luckily, I bought like the China rejects Motu figures back when they were easily available. They come broken with stuff wrong with them, but they got accessories you want to do for custom stuff. I used this one here. I used the trunks off it to make my custom Roboto.
Mm-hmm.
I took the tension, a little different design. It's wider, so it actually works better. So I actually narrowed it down to fit inside the Tygra, and it's worked fine.
Yeah, it's probably better quality too.
All I got to do is shorten this tab down a little bit. That pushes against it. Holds it in place. And what's next? Let's do some more orange. Make sure I got all my Winsor Newton off my fingers. It's one thing you want to be careful when you're working with that brush cleaner. If it's any bit of that residue on your fingers and you pick up something, you paint it, you can ruin what you just painted.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, what to do? We got to do. We're working with Citadel. We need our worksheet. I use a piece of plastic to thin it down.
Yeah.
It's a little chunky. Okay. Brush on.
I gotta get some of those thicker handled paintbrushes for myself too. It's sometimes I find when I'm painting those with a standard paintbrush, after a while the hand starts to cramp up, man.
Oh yeah, I got arthritis bad where I gotta have the big handles.
I've had carpal tunnel on both wrists, so.
Oh yeah. I feel you, brother. I don't know why I closed my orange. I need more orange. That little bit I just dabbed out is not going to do what I need to do. Try to thin it down to get the right consistency, and I don't get thin enough. It gets clumpy. This color orange is working perfect. The orange they used was way too dark.
No, that one looks that looks great. What you're doing there, you can even see on the comparison with the heads too.
Oh yeah. That's why, as Lucas mentioned, I was wanting to leave that other head alone and leave it for the reveal, and I'll paint it later.
Yeah, you can see it right now in the camera view, and you could just see like the shade difference is like any darker that would be red.
Yeah, it's about like a reddish orange. Oh, that's exactly the color it is. It's Chevy red orange.
Yeah,
The engine block orange.
yeah.
Testers actually makes a color or made a color called Chevy red, and it's just deep orange.
Yeah, that's not tiger red. I mean tiger orange for sure. That's another thing for the people watching that have any questions about painting. Thin strokes, very thin.
And try to keep it in the same direction too when you're painting.
Multiple coats
Mm-hmm.
after they dry. Remember being a rookie and trying to rush your next coat and the big mistake you make there.
Oh yeah.
I remember those days.
You get in between like the curing times, it'll like catch and get globby. You get the brush strokes.
You know, one thing too, a good tip for customizers who don't really have patience and they just want to keep working, work on multiple projects.
Yep.
That way, when paint's drying on one thing, you can move to another. You know, even with sculpting, curing time, stuff like that.
If you're working on a big enough project too, don't just focus on one color. Like I'm going to do this orange, and I'll move to something else in a minute, while this is drying, because it's going to need at least another coat or two of orange. Get just the right amount of coverage.
And another reminder for anyone who might be new or haven't watched very long, there's tons of tutorials on Collector Express channel. So
one I got several requests on. I'm eventually going to do is I don't know if I get into. I think I'll just do the basics on it, like with just simple pin heat and popping. But I can make a torso cracking one a separate video.
Yeah. I mean, if there's any requests, people want to know how to do things. They want to see a tutorial. Send a request in.
Mm-hmm. Because I use one tool for torso cracking, a lot of people may not have. This thing's old. That sucker there.
Don't try it at home unless you know what you're doing.
People are usually shocked when I show them, when somebody asks, like, how you crack torsos with this? Hot water in this?
Yeah.
Now, if it's that's if you don't have the drill. If you have it working on a figure, it's got an exposed seam line you can work that sucker into. I'll use that every time.
Yeah, and just try. It's best not to use like an X-Acto blade because those things will snap easy.
Yeah, I've done a lot of damage to my fingers over the years of X-Acto blades doing. When I was learning how to do stuff, trying to crack stuff with a small blade.
Yeah.
Never try to crack stuff with small blades.
Yeah, that's that thing. And plus, you gotta worry. Not only worry about damaging your fingers, you gotta worry about that thing flying in anywhere that you don't see. You know what I mean? Or flying in your eye,
or flying into the place you used to see.
Yeah, exactly. You might have a snack nearby that the thing flies into, not notice.
Ooh,
a drink.
Oh man.
Yeah, no thin blades, and also it can also get jammed inside the figure, and then good luck pulling that out. Right? You just blocked your own the visible seam.
Yep. Being really careful, trying not to have to repaint the black stripes on the arms, so just paint around them.
Yeah.
I could paint them back, but it's kind of a balance. Is it more work to just paint the lines or paint around them? I'm going with painting the black lines.
Yeah.
It's harder.
Well, the lines are actually done pretty good, so if you can avoid...
Yeah. Plus, it gives me a chance to, where they are a little fuzzy, I can sharpen them up with the lighter color orange.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have any current viewers right now, at least what it says on StreamYard, but this is an impromptu thing. People come back watch too.
Yeah, exactly.
Not much difference between you and hanging out talking anyway. We're just doing it live on YouTube's.
Yes, rather than typing messages on Messenger, at least we can just talk straight up.
Yep.
Perfect.
Toy news: the His Tank fully hit Tier 4.
Yep. So Cobra Commanders go.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they. You know what? I think talking with a few of the guys in my local chat, I've mentioned them on here a few times. From the Canadian Toy Syndicate. Jer has also been a guest on here a few times with his Transformer Sharkticon. I don't know. I don't think they were planning on doing as well as they did, because that HasLab got backed like instantly.
Yeah, like 8 or 9 hours, it was back.
Yeah. So I don't think they were prepared for it to do that well. So that's why Cobra Commander was kind of like I think it was like a last minute decision that they went for.
If it wasn't last minute, they were probably at least planning on showing like a test shot.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, or a full render, because everything else is a render.
Yeah.
And Cobra Commander is a hand drawn.
Exactly. They probably were prepared to. They didn't think it was going to reach the 4th tier that quick. So
yeah. Well, you got 35 days. What, 35 days left on it?
Yeah, and not to mention, you know what? If they do as well as they keep on, people keep on backing it now, and especially with the 4th tier, a lot of people want that.
People want Coco.
Yeah, exactly. And don't be surprised if they get a few.
I've seen some people just talking out their ass about how Tier 4 was terrible. We don't want that. You're a freaking moron if you think anybody believes that. People want classic Cobra Commander.
People don't want that. I haven't heard.
Yeah,
I haven't heard one person complain yet.
Some of these asshats in some of the Joe groups talking about, well, I'd rather just buy a $250 3D print. You're getting $400 in figures. So you're basically paying $200 for the tank and all the extra accessories.
Yeah. Because what the figures go for? Well, I'm going Canadian price. Figures are going for like $35 retail. I don't know what they're $25 down there, right?
Yep.
So you're getting what? You're getting $100 worth of figure.
Yep.
In the States, and up here, 35. It's $140 for those for those 4 figures. So I don't get it.
Hell, if you're bold enough to buy 2 good tanks, you can probably sell that Cobra Commander for $200 within a couple months of getting it.
Oh, well, let me tell you, I know a few of the guys in my group bought more than one.
So I don't blame them.
They're going to sell the figures.
Yeah. every figure that comes with it's going to be an exclusive. Even though Cobra Commander is basically, I understand it's going to be a Deco exclusive. It's going to have that different Cobra logo. They will release a retail one, but with a different Cobra logo.
Yeah, well, they got to do something for the backers, right?
Yeah. Plus, the exclusive one will have that glow with a snake wrapped around it.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be exclusive to the HasLab Project one.
You know what?
I think you should have come with a hood though, but.
Well, yeah, I know. That's another conversation, but I don't see anything wrong with that hooded look for him. Like I don't associate that with anything other than Cobra Commander. Like that's it.
In blue, no, I don't associate anything except for Cobra Commander.
It's got I don't know. That's just a
hood like that is more associated with like an executioner than anything, I would think.
Yeah.
But there's no shape to it. It's just a hood.
Yeah, it's covering his face. That's what he's doing, right? But like I said, people are going to be 3D printing a head like that. I'm sure a lot of guys are going to be doing it.
There's people already doing it for the current Cobra Commander. Now, if it was just another variant of the current Cobra Commander, that's when I'd say I would be upset with it.
No, this is a classic cartoon version of him. They haven't made it yet.
Yep. I can understand if it was just another release of the same figure they've done 3 times already.
Yeah. Yep, this is the 4th figure, but this is actually the 2nd if you think about it.
Yep.
It's so hard for me to pass up on this line.
Dude, it's got to be getting harder and harder because they get.
Oh, yeah.
Man, they're getting to be perfection.
Well, I still wouldn't have. I haven't backed one HasLab project yet. Like I don't know. For me, it's I don't know. I don't. Galactus was hard to pass up. Well, then again, the Sentinel was too, right? Like I mean,
yeah. The Sentinel is easier for me, just mainly because. To me, it's a master mold. It's too big for just a basic Sentinel.
Yeah, well, that's what I would.
It did come with a master mold head, but I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I like the cartoon. Never was into the X-Men comics that much.
Yeah, I just think it'd be cool to own for any collector. Like, I mean,
oh, absolutely. I'm not going to diss anybody owning it. It's an awesome piece. There's there's some toy channel guys out there that were like, yeah. I'm pretty sure they'll reissue them solo with the hood. It's like the issue with the hood was they've said in the past they didn't want to do that retail. That's why I was hoping they would do that with the HasLab.
Yeah.
So HasLab allows them to do stuff they can't do normally on retail.
Yep. And basically, it's just a matter of what are you going to call it? Political correctness. I don't think that's they don't want to do it for that reason too.
Yeah. Even though it's like I said, it's just not like it's hate monger from the Marvel Comics. We're not asking for that.
No.
And if anybody knows, I'm not going to tell people on YouTube what hate monger is, so because who knows what they'll do to the channel.
Yeah. Well, plus, like I said, even certain things that they left off of Red Skull figures, like
certain
symbol that they left off of him, I totally understand them not wanting to do that. Like that's
I do too. I'm really wouldn't want that on my shelf either. But
well, yeah, you don't want it on your shelf. You don't want that on a peg somewhere in a toy store either, right? Like
yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to want to walk into Walmart or Toys R Us and see that on a shelf. Like that's understandable, totally. But because his tank is obviously it's not something for just any collector. It's hardcore collectors are going to be buying this thing. Like it's not going to be on the shelf. It's not going to be in any store. No retailers are going to have it. So it would be the perfect opportunity to do the hooded Coco, right?
Yep. All the orange I can do right now until that dries. Citadel, you want to make sure you close these lids. You got to make sure they're closed. The way they're designed, you get that buildup on the back where it makes them hard to close. You got to dig it out every now and then.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are you looking?
So what else? What else are we discussing now? What do you think's going on with Marvel Legends?
I don't know. I wish they would get off their butts and start finishing up some teams. They keep wanting to remake characters they already made or start another team without finishing up teams.
Yeah, and not only that, I think Marvel Legends needs to ignite the spark again because
they're going to have to getting some new bucks. That's helping with Vulcan buck. That's going to help a lot.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want another Cyclops, I would totally buy another Jim Lee Cyclops on that Vulcan body.
Yep.
I sold majority of my extra Cyclopses off, which they actually go for pretty decent on eBay.
Yeah, he should. Any figure that size should be on that new Vulcan body.
Yeah, the Vulcan is taller than the Bucky Cap, which is good because the Bucky Cap is too short for Cyclops. Once you make that Bucky Cap as being that's who that body's built for. Bucky Cap's 5'10" in the comics, something like that.
Yeah.
That makes that body shorter than 6 feet tall. Cyclops is 6'3", 6'2".
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's not a small guy.
That's why they call him slim, as he's tall and slender.
Well, he should. It's gonna piss off a lot of people, but at the same time, I'm a little upset with the whole Spider-Man thing. Like, I collect all the versions of the figures on the Pizza Spidey body, right? Like, I got Ben? I got the hooded Ben, Ben Riley there. Is it Ben Riley? Yeah. I got the one that came, the classic look for him with the blue and red suit, and that came with the Spider Carnage head and hands too.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought 2 of those. Didn't Kane come on in the red suit? That's supposed to be Kane, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what's his name with the red outfit on? He has those spikes coming out of his thing there.
Yeah, that's the Scarlet Spider Kane version.
Yeah.
That's when Ben Riley was dead, and he took the Kane was cured from the he was a corrupted clone, and he was stabilized, and he looked like Peter, Peter.
What was that comment there about the?
Was excited for the Vulcan, but for customs, but quite a few customers found it to be more problematic due to the pinless joints. That's the issue of pins. Me and Dom Hulk Smash talked about a long time before when they were talking about adopting the pinless. We even theorized, it looks good. It almost makes me think they're doing that because they're wanting to stick it to customizers.
Yeah.
Because we remember, 15, 20 years ago?
Yep.
Hasbro went on a crusade and targeted customizers selling Hasbro or Marvel?
Marvel, yeah.
Went on a crusade of people selling their custom action figures. They're saying they're infringing on the IP.
Yeah, even headcasts.
Yep, that's why you see head castings. They name them as a different character than what they actually are.
Yeah, like they'll say one-eyed guy for Cyclops, and you know what I mean, things like that.
Yeah.
Great base for Hasbro, though.
Great base for Hasbro to make, Great base for Hasbro to make it easy for them to modify small parts like forearm, etc., with how they set them up. Exactly.
Also, another thing that we could look forward to is if they make different characters, we're going to have different colors. So it might help out with customizing, right? Like if you can get someone with a base of, like right now you have Vulcan. Like, I mean, you see his colors, but they get like a solid base character like Cyclops. Then you got a blue, for future customizers to work with. So
it's one of the things I mentioned slightly when I got a tutorial on how to prepare joints for paint. That's when you get pin joints. Is the best thing to do, really, the prepare joints if you can find a base figure where you don't have to paint the joints at all. Exactly. But that's not always the case. So you got that issue. You can take apart pinless joints, but it is a pain because you got to basically cut the stem that goes across the softer material, bend it out. Then when you put it back together, you got to be careful, put like a little drop of glue in there and glue it back together and keep working the joint so it don't freeze up on you.
Yeah, it's going to be a hassle. If you got to do like all the joints on a figure, it's going to be time consuming. It's going to be nerve wracking. So.
For sure, the base colors just wouldn't even find their standard solid colors now. They've been really off color with matching parts. You read my mind. I was getting ready to say the same thing with the biggest thing with pinless joints right now. They can't get the plastic to match. I got Vulcan right here. The knees and elbows are a darker plastic.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this figure too. I got to see when they hit retail here.
Maybe turn into the undead. Vulcan's elbows, the upper thighs are all different colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, see what I'm saying though? Now, pinless joints look aesthetically pleasing, but at the same time, the different colored paints are not going to. So, like,
Thank you, Marina, my sissy.
Hey, we got family.
You know what that means.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Family, 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 family.
Oh, jeez. If your nephew, there you go. If your nephew hits, we're gonna have to hear that again, eh?
Yep. Oh, that's another thing with the windowless boxes. The local Target had basically a full case of Vulcans.
No way.
I had to go through the entire roll of them to find one that had good paint. The blue up on top of the chest to the red had fuzzy lines. The belt wasn't painted right. So now, when you go through when you try to get stuff in the stores, you won't know. You're going to be taking a gamble. Are you getting one with good paint or not?
Yeah, well, that's going to be a problem. Big time.
When you order in line, you're taking a gamble already. But that's the beauty about window boxes. If you're buying in the retail store, you can at least check them out and inspect them.
Well, remember the thing we were talking about with these new windowless boxes? I have a feeling because they're made of like an eco-friendly cardboard, what's going to happen is if you open that, it's going to destroy the packaging.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I have a feeling like the tabs are going to rip up, and I can already see a bunch of collectors going in and saying, you know what, I don't give a shit. I want to see what I'm getting. They're going to destroy the packaging just to look at the figure, and if they're not satisfied with that, they'll probably move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some guys are hardcore when it comes to that. They want to make sure like they want everything to be pristine, right? Like I don't blame them, but at the same time, if you're going to be damaging the packages and to look at the figure.
Well, that's what the issue they got with these ThunderCats figures with Big Bad Toy Store is letting people know, like, if you have an issue with your figures now, they're just going to offer you a refund. You send it back to them because they can't. The boxes are sealed. They can't open them up and look and make sure they're going to send you a good one back because they're a sealed box.
Yeah.
And what are they? What else can they do? And some people are trying to blame Big Bad Toy Store for their condition of their Super 7 figures. Like, what's wrong with you? It's not them. They didn't make them. And they can't open them up and look at them and see what they're sending you. And that's basically what they had to tell everybody. We can't open these up and look these. We send you another figure in replacement. You're liable to get one just as good, just as bad, if not worse. It's a gamble.
Yeah, they didn't say that they're not responsible for the quality of these figures.
No. They were nice enough to offer people refunds on these things. They offered me a refund on this thing. I was like, well, normally I would take it, but then I wouldn't have a Tygra figure, and I was like, well, I can paint better anyway. So
yeah, well, I know you want the core members in your collection. So.
I got how many figures left to get? I already paid for Chitara. She's in my pile loot. Oh, here we go. Windows is going to be a mess in store. Paint is one thing, but can't be sure if you're getting the right figure. Oh yeah. People swap them out. You get a good box of rocks.
Well, that's what we're saying though. I have a feeling they're going to make it so that the figure. I mean, once you open that package, there's no sealing it again.
Well, that's the only thing. The only way to make it safe to know that you're getting the right thing if by opening the box destroys the box.
Well, think about it. Have you ever messed around with like that weak eco-friendly cardboard? That stuff there. If you were to like those tabs that slide into the next thing. Once you open it up, it's going to rip the tab, so you're not going to be able to seal it properly. I guarantee you.
I think if I remember correctly, I saw somebody had an issue with the Kingdom Rodimus Prime. Somebody bought it at Target and had done a figure swap. And when he took it back, Target was arguing with him, like, how we know you didn't do this?
Oh, wow. See, that's bull. That's why I think I'm going to be doing mainly online now.
Yep. With Amazon, you take a risk, too. I've heard people getting stuff through Amazon and it could be through third-party sellers. I don't know the full story, but they said they've gotten figures from Amazon where they were swapped.
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
So it's happening everywhere.
So like that's another thing too.
And the people are bold enough to do the figure swaps when you see them.
I know.
Imagine when you can't see them.
Well, that's just it. Like, I mean, I order from Amazon all the time, and it's like, what's going to happen if that ever does happen to me, where I go open the box and I see a figure swap, and it's like, are they gonna give me a hard time? Like, if I complain about it, obviously I'm not gonna keep a figure swap, right? So, are they gonna say the same thing? Did you do it? Like.
And Hasbro claims to know swapping is an issue, so why they refuse to do something and address it? Even 3/4-inch plastic window is something small enough to check. Yeah. But, with the Transformers, the new Legacy stuff, Kingdom too, I think. No, the Legacy is the first one about the plastic windows. They had the little tiny windows during Kingdom.
Yeah.
The Leader class had no windows, but the other figures had a little small window. Now they got a window with no plastic. Well, people can reach in and grab a hold of the figures. People are stealing the heads off, like some of them with ball jointed heads.
Are you serious? Oh,
they're
man.
reaching in, stealing the heads. And plus, too, I don't know, without the window on there and buying a retail store, it almost feels like I'm buying a used figure. You know, I'm not, but in my head, it just doesn't feel right not having protection for the figure.
Yeah, I know.
Especially, I don't know, since what's been on in the past 2 years? Something starts with a P and ends with an imic.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the whole thing, but germs are a major issue.
Yeah, well,
Day and age.
especially if people are reaching into the package with their fingers, you know what I mean? So it's like,
The LeBron James toy people aren't even collectors. They were stealing it because of TikTok trends. Yeah, I heard that. And so even non-collectors are reading it. They've been hitting any figure now that has a pop-off head. If it's got a pop-off head, they steal the head.
oh, yeah, exactly. Now, yeah,
The new Target exclusive Blue Streak. The blue streak in the Bumblebee series.
mm-hmm.
I've been seeing pictures of it without heads.
Oh wow. Well, I can even see some of those Lightyear figures too. Those things are like out in the open.
Later editions of the LeBron James figures, they actually started putting a plastic bubble over the heads to keep people from stealing them. But
Oh, really?
yeah, but it was too little, too late.
Yeah.
Let's see. Read my turquoise.
You know the TikTokers do anything.
Yeah. I'm not. I've never had TikTok, never will have a TikTok. But for some reason, YouTube likes to advertise TikTok to me like crazy.
Yeah, but yet they won't advertise some good content.
Yep. Well, we recently crossed over the 2,200 subscribers,
Yeah, congratulations.
but for some reason, with 2,200 subscribers, I get hardly any views.
Yeah. I'd like to know what that's all about.
You think at least get a few hundred with 2,000 subscribers per video, but I'll get like 100 some, 200, if that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I showed like on 28 days. My buddy does the comic book stuff. He's like, he was getting aggravated with the computer not recognizing his phone to upload the video. This week's comic unboxings.
Yeah.
Like, are we ever gonna make money with this? And I showed him on 28 days, his content has made $5.31. I said I can buy you a biscuit.
Yeah. Buy him a coffee. Hell, you can't even get a coffee at Starbucks for that money.
He was actually said like, well, I'm glad you said biscuit. I know what I'm going to eat for supper. He's going to go to Bojangles. They got the country ham biscuit on sale. Yeah, my numbers have been down here lately, big time. So I don't know what's going on.
We need some more of these products that you're advertising all the time. Like you had the one what's it called? Super Clean recognized you using their products.
Yeah,
You've been advertising Windsor Newton a bit. Where are their people?
I know.
Come on, Windsor Newton, we're talking to you.
I'll advertise some super glue people if they give me they'd be a sponsor too.
Yeah.
That big diecast channel. He's got 100,000 subscribers now, but he's got a company like that does, I think, Star Bond glue or something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, which one are you using? Show the camera. Maybe.
Right now I'm using Loctite, but I'm not married to it. Loctite, if you want me to be a sponsor, I'd be glad to.
No. And another
Hey,
one
Rolando.
that, you know what? Another one that we keep on talking about, Aves.
Oh,
You
yes, Ames. Yeah.
know?
I love sculpting material. This is a basic painting project, but when you get into sculpting, Ames is great.
Yeah. I gotta get familiar with the product. And well, you know, I usually do really small amounts of sculpting on my customs, really, but I gotta buy some Aves and maybe a small batch and just start practicing with it.
It's good stuff to do if you ever get into doing push molds.
Yeah.
And I made a bunch. I made a push mold when I was working on my friend Kevin's. Made a customized comic book character. The comic book he's working on.
Yeah.
And he had his knee pads, those dragon knee pads.
Well, yeah.
And I didn't want to have to sculpt those over and over because he's got like 2 on each knee. So I made one knee pad, really nice knee pad, and I made a push mold of it where I was able to take the epoxy, push in it. It's a 2-piece mold. I made one, pushed it into it. Then after put the registry marks on it, then I heated up some more blue stuff. Then got the other side, so I made a 2-piece mold. So I fill that full of Aves, push that mold in, instant knee pad once it sets up.
Well, then you make the other 3. That's easier way to do it.
In case I ever want to make another one for myself, before repurpose, that's one good thing about blue stuff too. You can reheat it up and use it over and over. Before I redid that, I made a bunch of those knee pads just in case. I can always make another push mold if I got extras too. That is looking sharp.
Yeah, definitely what it should have looked like.
Yeah. One little spot that bugs my OCD, and I'll take care of that right now.
So when I send you the stuff I'm sending you, we'll see if that Hulk head fits onto that body.
Yep.
And you said you're gonna try to get into the enlarging too, right?
I'm trying. I have made a new mold for one head I'm wanting to enlarge. I want to make a steel that's in the proper DC comic steel.
Yeah.
He's too small. He's a beautiful figure. No doubt. Great figure.
Which one? The DC Universe Classics?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great looking figure.
Looks wise, he is perfect. And I love the back chrome on the chest.
Yeah.
But he's just too small.
You know, that would have been great on the Martian Manhunter body.
Yep. He's a big dude.
Yeah, I mean, Martian Manhunter towers the other figures too, right? So.
Mm-hmm. John Henry has irons out of the suit. What is he, like 6'7", 6'8"?
Yeah, I know. And with the suit on, he's nearing 7 feet.
Yep. And they made the figure the exact same size as all the other DC Universe Classics figures.
Well, that was the problem with the line, really, right? I mean, you had all the characters were roughly the same size, and you had 3 different size bucks for them. So,
and they would constantly choose the wrong buck for characters.
Oh, Nightwing! The first Nightwing they made. Well, that was the only Nightwing they made. They put him on the Superman buck, didn't they?
No. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, they made him. They made him too big. He's supposed to be thin. He should have.
He's a gymnast. I lost your audio. Hulk smash.
Yep.
I lost your audio for a moment there.
Yeah, I was saying that Nightwing wasn't he put on the Batman and the bigger buck body, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's on the bigger body.
Yeah, he should have been on the Flash body.
Should put my glasses. Trying to see over where he's at. He's on the lower shelf. Yeah, he's on. I do believe he's on the buffer body.
Yeah, he's on the same body as like Superman and Batman, and then you got guys like Flash and Green Lantern were on a smaller body, right?
Yep. Well, relatively smaller. It's like they didn't really deviate too much in size on the regular size bucks, but yeah, his chest is a little thick because he's a gymnast, not a acrobat gymnast type character.
You know, me and you have talked about this many times. The DC UC line it's a nice line. Like when you're looking at the figures on the shelf, even though they're vanilla pose, they sit really nicely.
Yeah.
And for the time that they made these figures, Mattel, you know what? I think they deserve props for it. They kind of went the wrong direction with like the hips and whatnot, single jointed knees and elbows. And meanwhile, the first character they put double jointed knees and elbows was on the Black Hand.
Yeah, on a buck they can't reuse.
And a figure and a character that doesn't need it.
Exactly. They could have used that money for that new tooling for that wave. That drove me nuts. It's like you could have used that tooling money to make new parts for the generic figures, the bucks.
And then I think the next character who came out with it was Sinestro. And again, he's a tall, lanky guy that you can't really reuse that buck for many characters.
And what's crazy, they used that Sinestro body for the Vampire Batman, and the Vampire Batman in the comics was jacked. They put him on the skinniest buck they had.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who thinks these things through. Like, do they even have like anybody like?
Well, their brand manager was super arrogant. So.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They need to consult with.
He never would fess up to anything was being his mistake. He'd blame anybody. He'd blame the fans. Like when they did the Blackest Night wave, everybody wanted the leaders of the different Lantern Corps. When people were harping and wanting Blackest Night wave, what's he do? He makes Indigo Wonder Woman. He makes not Indigo Woman. Star Sapphire Wonder Woman. Indigo Atom. Not Atrocitus. Not it's not
Lark Free.
Not the characters people actually wanted.
Yeah, he basically made the main characters that DC is known for as their Lantern. You know, as whatever Lantern they were, like Orange Lantern. Rather than making Lar Freeze, they made Orange Lantern Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Then he blamed the failure on that wave solely on the fans. You wanted this and it didn't sell. That's not what nobody wanted.
Yeah. I don't know. Even the some of the choices he made, like Atrocitus, he made them the size of everybody else.
Yeah. That was on the subscription line too.
Yeah. Kevin Sharp says Frozen color change Lion-O is the Super 7 SDCC ThunderCats exclusive.
Not Ghost Jaga. If you're going to do an exclusive glow in the dark figure or something, how's it not Jaga?
Yeah. Baby Shitty says, is this not partially also the case with the McFarlane stuff? We still haven't got classic Wonder Woman or plenty of.
Agree. That's why I don't buy McFarlane.
Yeah.
I don't buy McFarlane figures. One, I don't like the 7-inch scale.
Yep. So, you know what? Like I said, I bought a few of the characters for custom. I bought Lobo because I don't mind the size.
Yeah, I got one I need to finish up. Did buy the Lobo, and I'm putting the DC Direct head on it.
Yeah.
I've got to pick this head up.
Make sure you paint the face white, eh?
Yeah, let's paint it white. So I don't know what it is. Every company that does Lobo, they screw up and paint his face white like a clown. It should be the same same tone as the skin, not a completely different shade of white.
Kevin Sharp says nope. Was it no ghost job as far as they've revealed?
It's crazy.
Yeah, we can get into that McFarlane thing. Oh, he's messed up.
Oh, the construction on his figures are weird too.
You take apart though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to show. Like, you don't have to heat them up. You can just take it, at least with the arms, you can just pop them right out.
Yeah, torso maybe a little bit of heat, but you can do it without.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's weirdly constructed. The thigh swivel is very limited because it's up at the hip.
Yeah, I don't consider that a thigh swivel really.
It's basically a hip swivel.
Yeah.
And because the skull, just the shape of the leg and stuff, it's going to cause collision points. So that's why it can't move.
Yeah. I think that's just a give from the peg itself. I wouldn't consider that a point of articulation, really.
It pops on like these right here with the Motu.
Yeah.
But it's similar to that, but he didn't design it in a way where they can actually do a full rotation.
Yeah.
They do some good stuff with overlays, with skeletons, just things that don't seem intentional. Ankles are clearly not designed to move yet. Ankles straight cut with ball joints and
jammed in. Yeah, exactly. We talked about
that. They're like they're trying to copy Robotech style joints. What they're trying to do is
why not put it into the damn foot instead of straight?
I don't know why they just can't do it. Other companies do it. Just make them just like Marvel Legends ankles. They work great. Well, even like these Super 7 figures do Marvel Legends style ankles.
Exactly. And I'm sure Marvel Legends got that off of a lot of the imported figures. You know, like they've had it before anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, even the model kits have that.
Let's see. We get some kind of preview of we got some color going on here. The orange is looking fantastic. That pops.
Wow, that looks great. That is phenomenal. Wow.
I scraped off some of the paint too on the ThunderCats logo.
Yeah.
We had like a big old glob of black paint on it. You can still see it, but once I start I'm actually going to hit this. The red is very unsaturated. It's not. You can see it. It's almost like a red, orangish color.
Yeah.
Logo. I'm going to hit it with some clear red and deepen it up. Let me grab some clear red and I'll be right back.
Sure.
Oh. Everything is content. Everything is content. Red. Here we go.
So if you put that clear red over the black, it's not gonna do anything to the black, right?
Oh, do I now?
If you put the clear red on the black,
it'll show. The black will still show through.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it'll be have to be too cautious about it. So they do on Legend style ankles on some like Bane and that gas mask Spawn villain, and it works really well. Not sure why they don't translate to the other figure. Yeah, well, you'd think they would.
They do some odd stuff at McFarlane Toys.
That's what I'm saying, though. I don't get it.
Well, look at how they do the elbow joints.
Yeah,
That joint, it cuts right in the middle of the bicep. It didn't have to be that ugly.
yeah, no. It
And
makes the bicep look shorter too.
His pins don't need to be this big. He's got giant pins. Yeah, it does make the biceps look shorter when you cut into it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and not only that, like I said, he's got issue with his articulation and some of the sculpts that he does. Like, like the overlays. True, the overlays are nice for some figures, but his scale is just. I can't understand what goes on in his head when it comes to scale. Like, I know he's got a team. We say it's him, but
the team's got. Yeah, I can't just fall on him. He's got a team of people working for him. I know they got to do what he says, but surely somebody can propose some different things.
Well, okay. Look at what we're talking about with scale. Like, we were excited for. Like, I'm not excited for his regular figures because I don't collect 7-inch, right?
Right.
And I was excited because I figured that the bigger characters, I don't mind if they're a little bit bigger than they actually are, because you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't bother me. It's almost like having a Marvel Select Hulk in a Legends display. It works. You know what I mean? But I mean, when we heard he was going to start making these DC figures, and then you got characters like Gorilla Grodd that everybody, we want an update for these guys. Even Killer Croc, like what's his face there, Swamp Thing, like all these big guys where it's like, hey, you know what? If he ends up doing them bigger than normal, like in the 7-inch line, it'll fit in with a 6-inch scale collection. So you see, the first mistake he made was with Grodd. You had freaking Grodd, who was the same size as Flash.
Yep. Which is fine if you're going to have him with the display. I thought, oh, this will be perfect. He's going to make the big characters the same size as regular figures. That way I can get on these bigger characters in a 7-inch scale line and display on my 6-inch. But then he does mega figures.
Yeah. And then look at that. When has Swamp Thing ever been almost 12 feet tall? Like, I don't get that.
Yeah. He can, when he's fighting people, grow big because he can make his mass bigger, but that's not his default size.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have him on a shelf, and he's gonna tower over everybody. No, I wanted him. He looks great.
Yeah. Oh, he absolutely looks great.
The only thing that I can think of now is shortening him, but at the same time, the torso will look odd if you shorten the arms and the legs.
Yeah, I'll just stick with ones I got. So
yeah, he's just way too big. Like, even he had the chance with Bane. What the hell was that brick?
He won't do the regular characters like a Bibby Shibby mentioned. Hasn't done a regular Wonder Woman yet.
Yeah,
he hasn't done a lot of regular characters. He's done like the special stories of characters.
Yeah, like that Bane there. I know he was in one certain story, but is that really what people wanted?
No.
Like, who the hell? I don't know. I didn't want that brick. That thing was, and he re-released it too in a box set.
He's doing several of his Build-A-Figures as box sets.
But that thing there, he basically, the whole line, that definitely needs to be refined, and hopefully it does get there if they retain the license in the future. But even addressing size issues within the line, yeah.
Figures are not in scale within the same line of figures. It's nuts.
Well, you remember the very, very first wave that he had? Remember Harley Quinn, the animated Harley Quinn was bigger than Superman?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Huh, I don't know. Well, let's see. Well, with King Shark, he ended up going with the Suicide Squad. I understand that. Put it in a movie line, but I'd like to see like a regular non-movie. Well, King Shark also with the he ended up doing the Arkham game version of Croc. Again, he's what 10 feet tall. I know he was big in the comic. I mean, in the video game, but I think these companies need to hire collectors on their team. You know?
Yeah, they definitely need some kind of like advisory type thing, and not just a I say it like some pro collector type thing, I guess what you call is I don't want to say too much that are yes men basically. Not
Yeah,
they need like somebody that's going to actually tell them what collectors actually want.
yeah, exactly. The Rebirth Batman, or whichever the recent one, is significantly larger than everyone. Yeah. Did you see the latest reveal? The Black Adam wave there, like that. Those figures look great.
And I have to admire too the fact that the fact on the Black Adam wave they're doing Atom Smasher in two different sizes.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
The Joe's team is doing fairly well. I'm not a Joe collector per se, but they seem to adjust and pivot quickly with the new first. But yeah, with the first few waves, when they realize, yeah, that's what we talk about. Collector Express here always compares the first few Joes to the Fortnite figures. That's exactly what they look like, right?
oh yeah.
With the
Well,
Nerf
they're based
guns.
off a video game, like a mobile game they had out,
Yeah.
and they put it wasn't what Joe's wanted. Yeah, no, I don't understand that how they could come up with that at all. Like it's skill works pretty good within the line, and designs are much better now, with the exception of 100 reissues of Snake Eyes. Yeah. And we're getting another Snake Eyes, which is basically the first one with Breaker's boots and a new paint job and a repaint of
Timber. Yeah.
yeah, we got more of a little touch up, but can't see because the comment. A little more red on the logo now.
Yeah, looks good.
I need a better camera. It's still blurry.
Does the job.
Okay. Oh, we've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. Or hour 14. Oh, he's getting close. A little bit more orange, touch it. I think I need around the neck. I don't think I need too much more on it. After it sets real good, I can do the black stripes. But I may have to do the black stripes after I get the body back together because they got a crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe best to do it then. Orange. Yeah, I guess that's going to be the best case for the stripes. Is wait till they're the torsos back together.
this thing's gonna look amazing. You should send Super 7 a picture when you're done.
Or there's somebody started following my Instagram, and he will. His old Instagram channel is about dogging Super 7.
Yeah. Oh, are they the one that doing those the Silverhawks?
Oh yeah, that's why I canceled all my Silverhawk pre-orders.
Oh, those things are awful.
Well, they're not planning on doing them in metallic colors. They're doing them in flat colors. They're going to say, "Oh, we're trying to make it look like a cartoon." No, you're not. You're doing flat colors. Cartoon had like shell shading to make it look like they're shiny. You're not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. They're just cheaping out again.
It depends on the paints. With Citadels and Testers, you can dilute with water. With Tamiya, you got to use either Tamiya's thinner, which I have here, or I also can use Winsor Newton brush cleaner. With Citadel, though, just plain water works fine. You definitely need to thin down Citadel because it's really pretty. And I think it's content. Yeah, I don't know why it's stuck in my head right now. Everything is content. I'll get this wrapped up before the next live stream. That way I can get back on my hard case and electrocute.
Yeah.
On my replacement Final Form Prime too.
Eventually, you're gonna get to after those Ultraverse projects. You're gonna get to that A-bomb.
Oh yeah, I need to do him too. I might make them. They'll probably announce them.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah, that's another thing too. Where Marvel's been lacking, it's like, I know they're older characters. And some of them don't even exist anymore in the books, but the fans wanted them, right? Like,
Yep. Well, Scar. They brought back Scar recently. Make him.
Yeah, I mean, you've been wanting him for ages.
Yep.
With that monstrosity they released back in the day with that foam wave, but
yeah, those figures are not to be.
I got rid of that. I traded that away.
Those are ones we don't speak of.
Yeah, those are the dark days.
Even the decent figures from that wave weren't very good. Yeah, the King Hulk, he needs redone too.
Yeah, we need him on the new 80. We need him on the 80th body, right?
Yep. They have to make new lower legs. It's a problem. They want to cheap out. I moved from Citadel to Army Painters. Testers, acrylics aren't around in Canada, unfortunately. Well, Testers, Model Masters were Testers. The company was bought by Rust-Oleum Paints. Then they shut down Testers Model Masters. That's why you can't find those anymore.
Oh, I got a fellow Canadian in the house.
And also heard Model Masters were going. Oh, use the next line. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's been discontinued for a while. It's just what's out there is what's out there. They were purchased by a bigger company just to be shut down, basically.
Where are you from, Bibby Shibby? I never got the chance to work with testers myself. I, I when I go to look for paint, like we got the art store here. Well, you guys have Michael's too, but I never really went to hobby stores for paint.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it'll be impossible to find any kind of tester's product now.
Yeah, if I see it out anytime, if I have the money in my pocket, I buy it. If it's the colors I really like.
Yeah,
Right now, you run into, if you find any testers, it's the oddball colors you'll never use, like the metallic pink and
yeah.
stuff like that. What else? Put that brush in there. And a lot of people think you got to have like super high-end paintbrushes. So, here we go. Comment.
We didn't get testers due to an issue with the labeling. In Canada, they're required to list certain ingredients, and because of that, we weren't able to get them.
That blows. So y'all never had testers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You had to order online.
No bueno.
Yeah, like I said, I've never seen testers anywhere. That's why I never got it, right? Like, I mean,
Some reason testers and enamels you could, just not the
yeah,
acrylic.
yeah, that's right. Because Michael's had enamel, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not grabbing enamel paint, right? So,
That's weird.
yeah, that was the only time I ever actually had testers in my hand. I got excited when I saw it at Michael's. I was like, oh wow, they carry it, right? So I picked it up, and it was in like a multi pack. Like they had different ones. So I picked it up, and I was getting all stoked. And then I started reading, and I saw enamel. I was like, what? And then I was asking, you guys have the acrylics? No, that's all we have. I'm like, okay. I wonder why they only carry the enamel. I didn't know that about the labeling issue.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why is the more toxic paint available?
Yeah, I know. You'd figure, right? Like,
you could get the more toxic enamels, but you couldn't get the
I know the water
soluble acrylics.
So stupid. See that? We're hard up here in Canada, man. We deal with dangerous paints only.
Acrylics, that's for wussies. we deal with enamels, stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we also paint our baby cribs in lead paint still. we may be polite, but we're deadly. You're listening to me? My wife's listening into our conversation.
It's like, what the
she heard me saying that we're polite but deadly. She starts laughing. Want to say hello for the stream? Now she's gonna ignore me. Say hello to the stream.
Hi.
You say everything is content?
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta say though, she's supported my hobby and collecting since day one. So
That's awesome.
yeah, she used to buy most of my figures for me. Every time she'd go out, just say to Walmart or whatever, she'd pop into the toy aisle, see if they got anything new for me. That's why, I can't get. I hear a lot of these collectors saying, "Oh, they gotta hide it from their wives and stuff like that." I can't relate whatsoever. Like I feel bad when I hear guys saying stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't. It's your. If that's going to put stress on your relationship, do you really have a good relationship? It's your
That's
hobby.
what I mean. You gotta hide the fact that you're buying figures or that you want a figure. See, my wife just said that's pathetic. Like, you said that. You earn money too, right? Like, I understand if you don't got a job and you're taking your wife's money, but yeah, that's a different story.
If you're buying something that's causing your family a luxury item like action figures and it's causing your family to suffer, that's a little different.
That's right. But I mean, like,
much as I like my collectibles, they are a luxury.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there are things that come first. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, like, if we're blessed enough that we can afford to spend a little bit of money on things that we like and whatever, like, I don't think anybody should stop you.
Yep. It's because my money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds.
Yeah.
I want to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
That's always been the issue, though. Like we are talking about scale earlier, but that's the thing that it can be upsetting. Like NECA is mainly with 7-inch scale, so they'll scale well with McFarlane stuff, right? Oh, we got a comment here. Maybe Shibby says, not just figure. I think there's plenty of people who prefer having a partner versus someone they're compatible with, as long as you're doing your part in the relationship. Yep.
I agree.
You
should have your hobbies.
Yeah.
I agree, man.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the like the scale thing, like I like a lot of NECA stuff. Like it works for characters like the gargoyles. You can have them in 7-inch scale, right? But if they were to do comic based characters, then you kind of want them to blend in with your legends and whatnot. Like they're doing the boys, right? I know they did Starlight and Homelander. Now, unless you collect McFarlane stuff, you really can't mix in with your Marvel Legends, right? So
right. It's one benefit that I don't normally collect 7-inch scale, but I collected was a big He-Man fan, still am.
Yeah.
Even after the horrible cartoon on Netflix.
Yeah.
But so their stuff's 7-inch scale, like Motu Classics.
Yeah.
I already have a bunch of 7-inch stuff. I actually got my Gargoyle Goliath displayed with my He-Man figures.
Yeah. But see, with He-Man that works because it's like its own scale, right?
Yeah.
But
and the Gargoyles could really, they look like they could be a race on Eternia.
Yeah, they do. But like when it comes to comic characters and stuff, like or like MCU, you can't put Homelander versus Thor or Captain America because that'll look odd, right? Like I mean, the scale is just way off. It'd be nice to have like all these certain like comic characters all in one scale, and that would work perfectly.
Of course, you got the Mayfix the boys figures, which they're 6-inch scale.
Yeah, but
But
they're
they're
six-
they're $100 a piece too, though.
yeah, that's just it. But I mean, like, what 6-inch scale are we talking about with Mafex? Because they do both. They do 6-inch and they do off 6-inch. So
Yeah, because like I don't know exactly how big they are, because like the Husk Superman everybody loves.
yeah, he's true 6-inch scale,
Yeah, he's tiny.
and so is Thor. They made that amazing Thor from Infinity War, but he's tiny. See, that's what I don't like. I understand they wanted to go, I guess, with SH Figure Art scale, like, because they're probably their main competitor, right? But
Well, SH Figure Arts, they go different sizes too, though.
yeah, that's true.
Like their Dragon Ball figures are a 5.5. So you got scales all over the place with SH Figure Arts. So you can't display your Goku with anything, because he's 5.5 inches tall. You think outside of Dragon Ball?
Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. Like, you can't really mix. You can't mix them. Like, their One Punch Man is also like 5.5 feet, right?
Yep. And he's not a great figure.
I got the boot.
Who made it? Was it, which company was it made that? I'm a character collector, so scale isn't huge to me because I collect the characters versus. Yeah. That's cool too. I love characters too. I got stuff that's outside. But it's just annoying with me a little bit though. If when I want to do some photography, have stuff that interact.
Yeah, because like I said, it'd be nice to have Homelander versus Superman. Like, you can do that because a lot of the Superman figures are 7-inch scale, right? But
Yeah, unless you got that really rare NECA Superman, which was awesome. I didn't get.
That was 7-inch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted that so bad, but that sold out so fast on NECA's website.
You know, I'm surprised they didn't re-release them single too.
They couldn't, because the license distribution stuff. That's during when everything was in flux, when Todd was getting the license. So they couldn't release them at retail. So they became STC exclusives.
Yeah. Those are nice. Well, they got the other figures, the Phantom and what's his name? Their Flash Gordon. They're on that buck. So,
and that's such a great buck. That's why after getting those figures, like, man, I want that Superman.
Yeah. The only thing was Superman and Batman on that buck is good, but when you had Gordon.
Oh, absolutely, the Batman. I was going to say I love the comic books, Batman versus Predator.
Yeah.
The armor he wore was so badass looking, and they did a great job recreating that armor. And the license is a big reason why we can't do smaller stuff, because their license agreement. Yep. Hey, Steven. Yeah, the license stuff just makes things difficult all around. It's got to be a headache for these companies dealing with all this stuff, like what we can't do.
Yeah.
We can't get the full license on doing something other, and there's no longer a master DC license like there used to be when Mattel had it.
Yeah.
Mattel had the master license, and they screwed it up and lost it. Then after they lost it, Warner Brothers broke up the license into multiple pieces where it can be different people can do different stuff. That's why Spin Master makes stuff and McFarlane makes stuff.
Yeah, you know, I just hope one day we get like a 6-inch a company that makes 6-inch figures get the license. Like,
well, apparently Todd's got the license where you can do 7-inch, 6-inch, and 5-inch. Since he's doing those new superpower figures,
Yeah.
and I guess 3-inch figures too. Those book figures.
Yeah.
Or you can look at a little mini figure. A lot of people thought they were going to be 3 3/4 inch, but they're smaller.
Well, what are the odds of him making 6-inch line now that he's started the 7-inch line?
He does the 6-inch figures, but he makes them with less articulation. The 66 Batman figures he's making,
Yeah.
he don't eat hips.
Nah,
So they can't use the vehicles that he makes for them. Now, that's one thing Todd does pretty good, though, the vehicles, the bikes and stuff, and
yeah.
those are nice.
I just want to, like I said, I remember back in the day. I don't know if you remember this. I saw it posted. I forgot if it was Toy News that posted it or Foosh, but after Hasbro got the license for Marvel, I remember when it was close to spring of that same year, after the announcement that Hasbro started making the figures, there was a posting saying that Toy Biz got the rights to the DC figures now.
Oh,
So
really?
they were going to start a line called DC Legends.
That'd be
And
awesome.
it was so, I was so stoked reading that, but then when I looked up at the top of the page, I looked at the date. It was April 1st.
Oh, you bastards.
And then at the end of that whole big article, it said April Fools.
Oh, I've been pissed.
Oh, I was pissed. That was back remember when Hasbro first got the license.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That's,
oh wow.
that's before they announced against Legendary Comic Book Heroes, too.
Yeah.
Oh. Spin Masters is probably, Spin Masters predominantly smaller scale, kids demographics stuff. Yeah, it's not bad, though. It's for what they are.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool. The kids are getting some decent stuff from them. One thing I have to compliment Todd over is keeping this stuff at $20.
Yeah.
And I think he's got like a similar issue with Super 7, though.
Mm-hmm.
Prototypes look beautiful. The promotion images, not what you get.
Yeah.
The hand-painted prototypes they show off are gorgeous, of course. But that is nowhere near what you're getting.
I think a lot of companies are guilty of that, though.
Yeah. NECA is pretty good at what they show is what you get.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies are, but I think NECA is probably not the ones that oh yeah, that's how they get you. Yep, that's how they get you.
Well, you know how many people ordered that Mafex Thor figure, the Infinity War one, and they were so upset when they saw the first ones leaking out because nobody knew that it was going to be that tiny. Toy Biz had a lot of properties though. Lord of the Rings, DC, if I'm not mistaken. That was way back, yeah. Marvel, that Legendary.
Well, Toy Biz used to be the go-to company for toy stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's where they're getting all the retro card ideals from. Is like the old Toy Biz lines.
Yeah. Well, once Toy Biz, they got bought out and they were called Marvel Toys, right?
Yeah, it's odd.
Yeah, that orange looks phenomenal now.
Yeah, they had the orange. I don't know what they did to the paint. It wasn't even cured properly. I figured, yeah, The Toy Biz Legends, the paint on those were great, especially for the time.
Yeah. I admit that sometimes there was a little too much articulation.
Yeah.
It broke up the mold a little too much, but you know what though? It was still nice that you had individual figures sometimes and stuff like that. I guess.
But they never could figure out how to do a good-looking female figure.
Yeah, those their female figures. You know which one was decent? Warbird was decent.
Yeah, that's probably like one of their better ones.
Yeah, and I think there was a Black Widow was fairly decent, but yeah, they needed help with their female figures.
I don't know what they were, why they were a fan of it. The spinning meat joint too, in the female arm. They give it a bicep. They make the center of the bicep spin.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that was, but you gotta.
Well, they did the same thing with the first Infinity War Captain America. Hasbro did.
Yeah.
Gave them spinning meat biceps swivels.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, why? And they end up redoing it. Which something I think they screw up just against the bite again. The head sculpt on that Infinity War Captain America, not even close to Chris Evans. It's even Red Letter Media was joked about it. It's like the one guy, the smaller guy with the beard. He said they made me Captain America. Jay from Red Letter Media. That's it.
Yeah,
Captain America looks like Jay from Red Letter Media. After he said that, it's like, yep. Because it don't look like Chris Evans.
Well, look at what they did. Like you said, they did that. Was it the Infinity War? And then they re-released it just a little while ago, and that I guess it was what the
they did new heads, two new heads,
deluxe, yeah,
and they redid the arms too.
Yeah,
spinning meat biceps.
They gave us the proper shields too.
Oh yeah.
And he was
big. Where it came with an extra head. I just used it with the horrible one.
Yeah.
A likeness issue, or they just didn't have the production and test shots in advance. So, well, that's right after they did the really good unbearded Chris Evans head.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they could. They already had the digital sculpt. Is it that hard to put a beard on a digital sculpt? A lot of people have problems with that head. Even the Mayfix one looked like that guy played the Russian from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I remember I posted a picture of that. I said, he looks just like that guy.
Yep. Didn't look anything like like Chris Evans, but looked like that dude.
Yeah, these are high-end companies, too, so.
I don't know if it's Chris Evans got a hard head, like hard face, like Capture.
Well, Marvel, Hasbro did it, so.
After several tries.
Yeah. But I mean, even the one.
Magnificent Kaboom, only when convenient, please start your own toy company and create toys domestically. Not just for collectors, but also for people who can sit on the floor and go vroom, 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 kapow. That would be a dream.
Can you imagine that being your job, making toys?
Yep. I'd be all right with it.
Yeah. Just make sure you give me a job as a consultant.
Well, I was going to say we can get a bunch of customizers like on a team. We can staff that pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they made I don't get the yellow skin on Tigra either. They gave him liver damage. Liver damage Tigra. The Super 7 Tigra has a drinking problem.
He hasn't been getting enough protein.
He's very jaundiced. Keep up the great work, top shelf. Well done. Thank you, sir. I don't know why, like the noise canceling quits working on your mic on StreamYard every now and then, and your fan will be fine 1 minute, then roar the next.
I think it's me moving my iPad around. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
You still hearing it?
Quieting down now.
Yeah, sometimes I'll lean my hand more towards the direction where the fan is, and it'll probably catch the microphone.
Bottom of the feet. Yes, I do paint the parts that don't normally be seen. Like I kick out Robo was talking about, he's got a lot of customs. He don't paint the back of.
Oh, if they're sitting on his shelf and he doesn't see the back, right?
Yeah.
I did that. I forget who I did that. One custom, I didn't take off. They were wearing like a blazer, like a suit blazer, and I wasn't planning on removing it anyways. And I already started painting before I took the blazer off, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to remove this blazer and mess up my paint. So all I did was fold open the blazer anywhere I could without damaging the paint, and I just painted underneath it, and then the rest just stayed. So no one's ever going to see it without the blazer. So.
Well, that's actually better in the long run anyway. A lot of times the plastics from those blazers stuff will make the paint peel off. If you got plastic, like the raw plastic over top of like paint, even if it's sealed, it'll like melt the it'll melt the paint for some reason.
Yeah, so plus, like I said, I'm never gonna take off the blazer anyways. So.
Okay. Look at the cheek. Yeah, I smoothed down the cheek where it's a little bit rough. I was telling you earlier about wet sanding. That's what I did after I sealed it where it won't hurt if I wet sand it.
Yeah.
So I wet sanded a little bit and smoothed it down. Took a little bit of the paint off, so I had to go back and touch it up, but it's good now.
Yeah, you just showed that, and it just brought me right back to the cartoon. Just to look at the face right there, like that's perfect.
For some reason, they made his face yellow.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
What's the difference with those? Is it the same? Did both heads come with the figure?
Yeah, one's a gritted teeth, like supposed to be an angrier expression.
Yeah.
Yet they didn't change the paint deco for the eyes or eyebrows or anything to make it look like he's actually angry.
So that's what I'm saying, though. You ever plan on using both heads?
I
would leave that one as is, the factory one, just so you could remind people what the difference is there.
It's not a bad idea because I don't think I would ever use the gritted teeth one because Tigra is never one to be rah angry.
Yeah. So I would leave that. I would just leave that for kicks, just to show people.
I might just do that. Cleaning your brushes. That's an important thing to do when you get done. And don't leave your brushes in your clean solution. One, even if it's just water, It'll damage your handles.
Yeah.
The water will seep up into the wood, and it'll crack the paint. And you got one thing you got to worry about with when you use like a thinner solution. This is a brush cleaner. If you leave it on the base down here, it'll wick up this metal piece and get up into the wood, and it'll just melt the paint off your brushes. So my fine tip one, you can see it's done that.
Oh yeah.
Off the wood. And
yeah, you don't want any of that getting on the figure.
Then it ran down the brush too, and I laid it next to one of these white brushes, and it stuck to it melted the paint on the white brush and got stuck to it. I'm not sure which one. I'm sure your brushes will wear out, but I'm good. But not thrown away. Oh, I'm very reluctant to throw away brushes, even if they're bad brushes. They can still be used for stuff.
Yeah.
Like when I get real frayed, or like this one right here. This one right here is really soft. Great for dry brushing big stuff.
Yeah.
They actually make who was it? Customs by Matthew. He was telling me Green Stuff makes special brushes meant for dry brushing.
Oh really?
I've been meaning to put one of those on my list when I order something from Green Stuff World. Try it out. You'll see how much difference it will for the dry brushing stuff.
I know a lot of people use those ones. You ever see those splayed out brushes?
Fan brush, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a fan brush. A lot of people use that for dry brushing.
I can see that.
I use mainly older brushes that are already wide. Like,
yeah, wore out brush does really good. So like that. Oh, that's going. I'm looking forward to getting the sucker together.
Yeah, so am I. I want to see it all done.
I'll post it on all the Super 7 Thundercat fan groups.
Yeah.
Here's how it should have come. It's like, well, they didn't even take time to look at the prototypes, check the clearance issues, because the arms rub inside the arm sockets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have had to do that much work to this figure.
No. Not at $45 figure, and now they're $55.
Yeah.
Like I was talking, in my teardown, I did a teardown video up. They'll get it posted after I'm done with it. I was like, well, I'll be working on this on this coming Sunday in the video. I was like, not now. I didn't get a chance to edit it. This has the same style shoulder, basically, with the sleeve on it.
Uh-huh.
This is Mattel. Mattel molded the top part in the color that's hitting the torso. Smart way to do it. Super 7 molded it in the light color, so they had to paint the part that hits the shoulder.
Yeah.
This should have been the turquoise, not the light blue. The light blue should have been painted, not the turquoise.
Yeah, well, that's just attention to detail that they should have thought of, right?
In Mattel, they made the shoulder black and painted the skin tone. That because the shoulder will rub the. It's actually clearance better. There's plenty of room on here, and it goes up higher than mine goes up higher now after I clearanced it, but it goes to 9 degrees, no problem, because they allowed enough clearance in the shoulder socket.
Yeah.
And where it's molded in black, you don't have to worry about rubbing. And they did it the wrong way with Super 7.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
I don't know why they kept seem to be bothered to make sure they're putting out a good product. Question is, do I go ahead and paint this piece? It's going to be covered with it. Yeah, I remember. Make sure, because you're going to have a little bit of gappage through here. Well, I paint the whole thing just like through here, like this blue here.
Yeah.
Try to eliminate as much seams. I'm not going to have them all covered because I didn't do any joint prep on this. I'm just leaving the joints as is because it's not going to be perfect. It's because it's a 3% figure. Get it as close as we can. We put some decent colors though. I thought they worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
Right up in the floor. I don't know what it is.
Just how nice, how nice that paint just goes right on, eh?
Yep. I mixed all this up with testers, paints, and you'll see brush strokes on it when it goes on, but it dries smooth as can be.
Yeah.
People like are always stunned, like, you brush paint that? Yeah, testers. Testers was that damn good. And, like, it's always good to have alligator like stands. These little things here.
Yeah.
I don't think I need any more touch-ups for this blue here. I think I've got all that done. And the paint on this blue they had originally, it was so thick. When it dried, it cracked. Took me a while to strip all that off. It actually was on there so much, I don't know if they baked it or something other. It actually distorted the plastic. I had to sand it smooth.
I don't know how the hell that thing could have left that building, man.
Well, they didn't care to break it and glue it back together and stick it in a box.
Yeah.
I wouldn't harp on it so bad if they didn't know. They knew. They admitted that they changed factories. They're having issues with the factory that they're currently in. They're moving everything over to a new factory, which I agree. The figures I gotten after that new factory, that slide figure, great.
Yeah.
A little bit of looseness in some of the joints, but nothing to really too much to complain about.
Mm-hmm.
They're not horribly loose like floppy. But then you get, that was a wave 3, I think slide was. This is wave 2.
Yeah.
The slide and that wave 3 and 4 came out before 2. The wave 2 figures were so late. It's like your other factory that you switched to is pumped out 2 waves before the other factory, and you know there's issues with that factory. Just eat the loss and move stuff over to the new factories, because what they were trying to tell us wasn't true when they said they couldn't move the tooling to the new factory stuff, because then they revealed they're doing the toy version of Mumra.
Yeah.
Which is wave 2, the wave 2 figures. So they got the tooling from the Mumra moved over to the new factory and made some new parts to make it the toy version. But you couldn't move stuff.
Yeah. It's just, you add lying to the list of things they do wrong.
Yeah. That's. You see everybody kissing their asses just to get interviews with those guys.
No, they you know what? should have been people who really wanted to give them an earful for the bullshit they've been pulling.
Yeah.
That's who should be interviewing them.
But they'll never take those interviews, though.
Of course.
I'm sure that a lot of the topics they talk about is probably already pre-approved. But we're going to show this. We're going to talk about this. You can't ask about this.
I hope you get word back from Hasbro about.
Yeah, I would like to be on the list of influencers, reviewers.
Yeah. Hopefully you hear from them soon.
If not, I'll send them. Maybe I just need to send another message. I don't want to send them too much too soon, and I'm not going to kiss nobody's ass for anything. So
No. Shouldn't have to.
I was like, hey, I like your products. I buy a lot of your products. I'll review them for you, and I'll give you an honest review. Not like what I say, but well, I still send Anthony Custom. He's honest too. He tells them if it's a good figure or not bad figure.
Yeah.
He tells them up front too when people send him stuff. Like, I'm not going to change my opinion because you're sending this to me. I will give you a fair review.
Yeah.
That's why I always like watching Anthony Customs too.
I've seen Anthony's Customs views. He's like very hard. Like,
yeah,
you know, he said nothing against that. He's set in his opinion of what he wants in a figure. You know, and all the power to him. But I can see like a lot of the things like I've seen that. I guess a lot of people wouldn't make a deal about certain things that he does, but hey, you know what? That's him. That's how he deals with it, and that's his opinion, right? So,
oh, absolutely.
What it comes down to, I think, what a lot of people are thinking, especially now, well, more now so than a few years ago, is that what they're charging us for figures now.
Oh,
you know what? I can understand things are going up, but at the same time, quality has to go up too.
Absolutely. They can't just be pumping out this.
Yeah.
And call it a premium figure.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like and if you think about it now, again, I'm saying Canadian prices right now, as opposed to American. I know they're like about $10 or so less. You guys are paying than we are, but if we're paying $35 for a Marvel Legends figure, you know what? I don't want to see no issues with it.
Yeah. Well, look at the Siren from that last wave. I had that one had that big old plastic blister on the leg.
Yeah.
Which didn't bother me because I'm going to use it for fodder and customize it, but people. That's one thing I checked out when I got the replacement at Target. I checked her to make sure she didn't have those big blisters on her leg. She don't.
Yeah, I still haven't seen any of these figures yet. These newer figures. I bought myself a couple of Shriek figures, so
It was weird. Target only got 3 figures out of that wave. They got Vulcan, Siren, and the Wolverine. They didn't get any other figures.
That is odd. I don't get it.
And they got like a whole case of Vulcan.
Yeah, he's one of the only ones I want.
Which
now,
them getting cases of Vulcan kind of makes me hopeful.
Yeah.
That they'll not sell out and they'll go on clearance.
Yeah, because
Well,
you're
at
gonna want.
the same time, the next day, I went there one day. They had the full case out. I picked that one out. I went back the next day. They had 2 left on the shelf.
Oh wow.
So people, the collectors, at least in this area, are wanting the Vulcan.
Okay, so Havoc is in this wave too, right?
Yep.
But he's not on the new body.
He is on the Sunfire body.
So that's see what I'm saying. Though that was a wasted opportunity right there. Like I mean,
Well,
if you're
the Silver Surfer and Firelord should have been on the retro Spider-Man body, not
Yeah.
the Sunfire body. They put him on both of those on the Sunfire body. Why? When you even more so with Silver Surfer, is it the retro Spidey body? Oh, and that's why I appreciate the more critical reviews. The figures ain't cheap anymore, and we're talking about $40, $50 at the tax. Yeah.
Yep.
You're not paying 50, 80. Let me double check on that. The Havoc. I thought it was the. If it's the retro, that'd be awesome.
You can make a black suit Spider-Man out of that if you weren't able to find one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Ragnarok figure, I'm not even interested in that. I'm not getting that for a spinning hammer.
No, it's the Sunfire body.
It
Share
is.
screen. Yes. Share screen. No.
Yeah, that is.
It doesn't have the reverse ab crunch, and it don't have the diaphragm joint.
Yeah, that's Sunfire.
They shouldn't be using this anymore now. They got the retro Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying.
This especially should be retired. Especially now they got the pinless retro Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, he's corrected himself in the comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Silver Surfer, especially with the Galactus Wave one, should have been on the pinless Spider-Man body, retro Spider-Man body. I even decided to go ahead and repaint the blue at the top of the boots.
Yeah.
I love the French blue. It's much better blue than what's on there. You can see like it's a really dull blue with the head and a grayish blue.
Yeah.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, that some of these body molds should be retired by now.
We'll like to use the Hyperion mode for after they introduce the new better like the Odin Sun body.
Yeah.
It's basically the Hyperion from the waist down, but they got a new torso and it's got the Hyperion arms. But they made a much better torso with Thor Odin.
Yeah, chest. The chest doesn't look like a freaking like you can sit a drink on your pec, right?
Yeah.
So flat.
You don't have a drink tray on his chest anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, like you'd figure they would have retired the old chest, but they reused it again afterwards, right?
Yep.
I don't get it. Even like I said, even with the well, you know, Havoc would have been good on the retro Spidey body, but at the same time, you could have put him on the same body as Vulcan.
Yep.
Especially because you know a lot of people are calling for it, and they're gonna do it. They're gonna re-release Cyclops on the Havoc. On the Vulcan body.
Yeah.
So why not have Havoc on that body as well? You know, like the three of them basically have the same body shape.
Yep, they're all three brothers.
Yeah. So you might as well have used that body. Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to re-release Havoc again on that body later down the line? Like, why do you want to do that to us for? Like, yeah, it's all about money, but
well, it's the same way like with the the controller wave. You put the female shield agent on the great new Shriek body. Then you put one of the figures people wanting redone forever, Madam Hydra, on the old skinny female body.
I know.
I need to fix the neck on the Retro Spider-Man though for the future use with the gaps the neck. Yeah, they put on the. They modified the Retro Spider-Man since the first release. They put that U notch in the back where you can look up better now.
Yeah.
One thing I do like better with the Sunfire body, he's got the disc hinge neck. He's got the ball. You can look up and down so much better. That's the only thing I like about the Sunfire better. I'm not a big fan of the double ball pegs in the necks.
Yeah, no, especially for guys like Spider-Man, who's got to look straight up.
Yeah, that's one thing I agree with a lot of things that Anthony Customs talks about, but that's one thing I can't agree with. He always likes those double ball pegs. He thinks those are much better than the disc hinge.
Yeah, because he likes the way they look aesthetically. But for posability, they're nowhere near that.
Yeah. You get more expression with tilt side to side. I wonder if the body selection is factored based on the mold degeneration or in production availability. Production availability is probably the big thing. If they have two different bodies molds, they can do quite a few more versus limit to one set of molds. I would say changeover does take quite a bit. That's why they want to run as much as they can on certain bodies.
Yeah.
But in saying though, it's like they need to do a little bit better picking with Havoc being on the Sunfire. It's not as bad because he's all black. The pins are not as noticeable. Like with Silver Surfer being the way he is, he should have been on the retro pinless body. What's coming out for the Renew Your Vows 2-pack?
Yeah, especially with the color silver, like you see everything on there. Like those pins, if that thing was pinless, it would look so slick.
It's like we were talking about with Moya McTaggart, where she's got bare legs. The pins bother the shit out of me. I can't stand the pins. Same way like the any thing that's got bare skin, the pegs bother me. If it's got costume detail, the costume color, it don't bother me as bad.
Yeah, well, that's why a lot of customizers over the years have covered
the Joes where they got the fabric folds and stuff.
Yeah,
the pins don't bother me because it blends in.
Yeah.
Well, if it's smaller pins like on these, like if you got giant pins like on these old Mattel figures, they are unsightly.
Yeah, they're huge.
Todd uses the same giant pins on his stuff.
Yeah.
But like down here on the legs, and that blue, it's not that bad. You see up here where you can see on the flesh tone, the flesh of the character. That's more of an eyesore up there. It's all relative how they use it. But the big thing with Super 7, though, they don't do their pinless joints properly where they don't notch the legs. That's it. That's as far as that leg will bend.
Yeah, that's pathetic.
Like Modesto said, 12.7 degrees articulation.
Yeah, that's awful, man.
But this is the one they screwed up, and I notched it. I took it out, and basically, this is a pinless joint figure. they put the disc hinge for the knee in sideways, so I had to cut it loose. And I reinstalled it in the proper way, but I went ahead and notched it like a Motu figure.
Yeah.
Now that knee will go almost 90 degrees. Well, it's not quite. It's probably about 45 degrees, 45, 50. But it beats 12.
12 degrees, yeah. That's so pathetic. Wow. And that's what is that, a $50 figure?
45 is like it's the Wave 2 ThunderCats figures.
Yeah.
Big Bag Toy Store replaced it, and so when they replace them, they let you keep the old ones. But if they do a refund, they need to figure back so they can send it back to Super 7.
Yeah.
Drop the part on the floor. I got so much in the floor, it's just going down. One of the forearms fell in the floor. Down it. Wouldn't be so bad if I threw my back out that last night.
Yeah, how you feeling? Any better from?
I took an ibuprofen, 800 ibuprofen, so a little bit better. It'll be a few days before I get over it. That's looking good, though. I got to probably need at least one more coat of orange on the forearms. At minimum one, probably two. They look pretty good, though. What I find, too, it's like when you're going over like with a cover, it's harder to cover.
Yeah.
I hit these with dull coat first.
Mm-hmm.
So the paint will bite down better. It's basically using the dull coat like a clear primer. So that is looking good. I got the ThunderCat logo looking better. It's red now.
Yeah.
I think the chest orange, we're about good to go. You got your tablet turned funny again.
Oh. How's that?
That's better. And not too loud again.
I just moved again. That's why I was reaching. All right.
That's good though.
All right.
Yeah, it's that broken tab in the torso. Just man, if I wasn't already customizing this, that would have pissed me off. It still pisses me off, but it would piss me off more so.
Oh, for sure.
A little bit of a mock up here. I think I'm done for painting for the night. A lot done now. It's in the home stretch now, basically. Get more coats of orange and get it back together. Get the torso glued back together after that. And I'll do the black stripes on the neck after it's back together.
Yeah.
Get the gold sleeve. I think she's gonna look good.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing. Be nice to see some side by side shots of the whole figure.
Yeah, took the screen. Didn't take a whole lot. I should do like a turnaround, like full shots of before I start it. It's dramatically different.
Oh yeah.
Getting some of the parts put together on here like this.
Oh, yeah, it's coming together. Oh, nice.
Looks like Tygra.
Yeah.
There. 15. Let that go up here. Form over here. Oh, that's crap. I got to paint all his hands. Plus, they need to be flesh tone now too.
Yeah, that's sad though, man. When you think about what this figure looked like before.
I got 6 sets of 6 hands to paint, 3 sets. And then the original from Soapy Water. Oh, thanks, Baby Shibby. Just found this channel scrolling through the other day, and thanks for stopping by. And hope you grow and you reach even more. Thank you, sir.
Have a good night, bud.
Seems like we're actually reaching people right now. I've seen quite a few new people pop up.
Yeah.
Maybe YouTube's heard us complaining about they've not been wrecking the business. Because they're always listening.
Yeah, well, they should be listening, and there's nothing wrong with the channel. You just, reaching out to other customizers, helping out.
Have a good night, sir. Yeah, left already. Just getting like a little mock up, see what she looks like. I will say it was nice that they brought back the boot swivel on this figure.
Yeah.
Gaga looked like it should have a boot swivel, but they sculpted the boots on through the leg itself.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, like all Motu figures have like a boot swivel, and for some reason they decided to do away with it on the newer wave figures.
Yeah.
Keep less parts, I guess, cheaper. Instead of like one shin, 2-piece shins, they got 1-piece shins now. If it's a smooth leg, I'm fine with that. But yeah, they're not smooth legs. Like we were talking about the Sunfire body, they should make the new lower legs that don't have the swivel.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And we got an all form the head.
Yeah,
Looking good.
Take a note from that Super 7.
Actually, shiny gold too. Not dull gold. Clean the final brush up here, and I think we're good to go for tonight. Appreciate you, sir, for coming out and hanging out impromptu.
Why not? It's always fun.
Yeah.
Always a good talk.
Yes, sir. Good to talk to my buddy I've been friends with since 2011. We were longer.
Probably before that.
How long have we been talking?
Oh, geez, it was before that. I think it was.
It was way back on the Foosh.
Yeah, that was before I was. I think that was even before I was married.
Wow.
So we're going back. I got married in 2006. So
Yeah, we've been talking a long time.
yeah, it was. Well, you think about it. You helped me out with those Avengers figures.
Yep.
And that was way after we already started talking. That was like years later.
Yeah, it's when was Avengers? 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like way after we started talking.
I think it was after you were married to us. I think it's in between, somewhere between 2006, 2012,
12.
somewhere in between there.
When did you make that Red Lantern Scalox?
I don't know. I'd have to look back. I can probably check on the figure. That's when I posted it there.
That's when we started talking.
Yeah, probably I can go back to my very first entry of figure. That probably about close to the time we start talking.
Yeah, because I saw that Scalox figure and then I messaged you. I asked you about it. I had a feeling it was on the what's it called, the body user. Jeez, what figure did you use now? The Mongol.
The Yellow Lantern Mongol.
Yeah, it was on Mongol. That's right. So when I saw the figure, I was like, that looks like the Mongol body, but man, that must be a hell of a lot of work if it was. And I messaged you. That's when I reached out. That was the first time we started talking.
Yeah. And one of my first customers too.
Yeah, that was way back then.
Yep.
So,
We've been both through a lot.
yeah,
We both
exactly.
grew our skill level too.
Yeah. And we're still learning.
Oh yeah, I'm learning every day. Something new to do. The learning process right now is trying all these new paints out. Just got to replace my favorite.
Yeah. That's sad though that you got to replace your favorite brand of paint like for no reason, because there was no reason that company should have gone under.
Yep. Well, we're watching, my friend. Let's see what we got here. We got 5 watching. I appreciate everybody coming out to watch us tonight. Watch me fiddle around and painting and talking shop for my best buddies out there. And being it all, he's one of my best friends, and I've not seen him in person.
Was that me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, this is just to blame for that, right?
Yeah, he kind of lives in another country on me.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. I live in another country from him.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't until recently that we actually chatted like this, like live, rather than messaging each other.
Yeah.
Was that the little cat from
Black
Captain
Cat.
Marvel?
Yeah, Captain Marvel. Yeah. Black Cat. He got reissued with it, but it's black.
Oh, yeah. That'll go well with your ThunderCats.
Yeah. Watch them make a snarf, some kind of hard exclusive to get.
Oh, you imagine that? He should just be tossed in with another figure.
Yeah. If they end up, what they'll probably end up doing if they do the Wily Cat.
Yeah.
See, Mattel, when they did them as a 2-pack as a STC. Super 7, I could see them doing them as a set, have both those and Snarf as a set.
Yeah, and charging how much money for it?
It'll be $100 set minimum.
At least.
Well, they charge $55 per figure, even if it's a small figure. So you're looking at $110 just for Wily Kit and Wily Cat, and they'll probably charge another probably $150.
You want to know what's even more sad? As if they make the kids separate and charge them as individual.
Oh yeah. Well, that they don't have no problem doing that because the Simpsons figures they're doing, even the children's characters, they're much smaller, still $55.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think companies everywhere. Well, look who's guilty for doing that. Look at even Hasbro with Star Wars Black. They made Yoda the same price as every other character.
Yeah, and I refuse to buy it. I have a Yoda now because they did that Dagobah 2-pack.
Yeah.
I bought it on clearance. I got Luke and Yoda 2-pack for. I think they marked it. They were selling it like it's two different figures, so like $40-some.
Yeah.
And I got it on clearance. I think for like $20-some, $20.
Yeah, that's worth it.
But it should be Yoda. It should be a pack-in.
Yeah, no kidding. It's not even like super.
The Baby Yoda little packs. It came in like a little tiny box.
Yeah.
And they charged $10 for it.
Exactly.
They could have done the same thing with old Yoda. Which $10 was really pushed it for that little Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Did it come? It came with the Prime, didn't it?
Nope.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I got it too.
It did not. It just Baby Yoda, a frog, a cup of soup, and
those are you know those things are going to be lost as soon as you open the package.
Yeah, so I put them parts away as soon as I got.
They come with a little box, right?
Yeah, I left them in the box.
Yeah.
Oh, righty. I think it's time to call tonight, my friend.
All right.
Let's see what we got here. And I'm sure you're thinking,
why did you make me do this?
Yeah.
But you know,
Family, 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 family.
It's a family show. Yes, it is.
Yep. There might be a swear word or two, but what Thanksgiving dinner doesn't.
Yeah, I know. You know, sometimes Grandma lets them slip, right?
Alrighty, my good friend.
Okay.
Got to figure out what we're going to do for this week, this Sunday. Sunday. Come on, join us, pal, on to the next episode of Whip It Sunday. Don't forget everybody who's watching, thank you for coming out and watch us. Like, share, comment, subscribe, share, especially share, and ring that bell for notifications because we're definitely not reaching people like we should be.
Yeah.
They're not seem to be pushing their content that much. But thank you again. I'll catch y'all next time.
Take care, guys.